Wow, so there's a lot of news in like the span of what 10 minutes for the Houston Rockets. So first we're gonna start off with Danuel House. So this is reported by Woj. The Rockets are waiving for Danuel House, allowing him to find a new team in the final year of his contract. Rockets are assigning his minutes to younger players and won't hold him on a roster to wait on finding a deal for him, by the trade deadline. So this basically just sums up that Danuel House got waived. And to say the least, finally, Danuel House is off the roster. I think most of us wanted him out of the roster ever since last season. Had a very, very off season. Definitely was a lower season compared to his 2019-2020 season. That season with James Harden and Russell Westbrook. So, yeah, I mean, he was a beneficiary of Westbrook and Harden because he was a good 3-and-D player, someone that could hit the three, the catch and shoot three, someone that could spot up, play some defense. But now with James Harden and Russell Westbrook gone, none of them, we don't have any players that have as much gravity as them. And House has definitely been struggling with not only shooting but also staying healthy. He's been struggling with a lot of injuries the past 2 seasons, and he's been barely playing at all. So if we look at his overall stats this season, it's not that good, we'll say that right now. But he is averaging 5 points per game, 3 rebounds and 1 assist in just 16 games played this season, so nothing too great. And I don't know, man. I mean, like, Danuel House, he was one of the last ones there from the James Harden era, but like now it's Eric Gordon, so it kind of feels unreal that this guy's gone. I will give him credit, man. Like, that 2019-2020 season, definitely his best season overall. It was an overall fantastic run for Danuel House in Houston, and to say the least, he didn't play too well in his last 2 seasons, but overall will probably won't be remembered at all. But to the Rockets fans that watched that series, probably will be remembered as a good 3-and-D player overall. So that's the first piece of news from the Rockets Twitter. Now the second piece of news, the Rockets will use that open roster spot to convert Garrison Matthews from a 2-way deal to a 4-year contract worth $8 million. Houston is 7-4 with Matthews in the starting lineup. He's averaged 14.5 points with 63.5 true shooting percentage in those games. So basically, Garrison Matthews took Danuel House's spot, which makes more sense because over the last few games, he's actually been playing pretty well. I want to say in like the last 2 games, hasn't been shooting the ball well. Yeah, I mean, against the Knicks, he played pretty well, only shooting, 40% from the field and 29% from 3. But over the season with Houston, averaging 12 points per game, averaging 4 rebounds and 0.6 assists on 43 from the field and 36 from 3. So, good move by Rafael Stone. These are a lot of underrated moves, by the way. I mean, Rafael Stone, he's probably one of the most underrated GMs in the NBA right now. Obviously, I'm not gonna say like we fumbled the James Harden trade, but as of right now, he hasn't used any of those picks in trades. We basically converted Victor Oladipo. I don't even know how to reword this, but we got rid of Victor Oladipo. Finally, we got rid of a lot of pieces. I don't even know what to say, honestly, because Rafael Stone, he's got KPJ for a 2nd-round pick. It's honestly absolutely amazing. We got Jalen Green, we got Şengün, we got 4 first-round picks in this year's draft. It was absolutely amazing. So props to Rafael Stone for making all these moves. And honestly, the Rockets are probably one of the most underrated teams when it finds hidden gems. And it's very apparent, Garrison Matthews is a clear example of finding diamonds in the roughs. But also people like Ben McLemore, who was turned into a very, very great role player in that James Harden era, and was a beneficiary of Russell Westbrook and James Harden, was getting a lot of open threes, and same thing with Danuel House, like I said. But yeah, the Rockets, they always find this one guy that always wants to prove himself, and they always turn him into a very great role player, or at least, I won't even say a star, but like almost a star, I guess, borderline star. And they've done that with Garrison Matthews, and great move from Rafael Stone. I mean, 4 years, $8 million deal. Great overall move from Rafael Stone. And the final piece of news, the Rockets are signing Trevelin Queen, to a 2-way deal. His agent, Daniel Jae'sean of Jae'sean Sports, tells ESPN Queen will join the Rockets in Detroit on Saturday. So that's tomorrow, actually, from when I'm recording this. Trevelin Queen in the G League, he's actually been balling. I don't have his G League stats pulled up, but I think it was something around 20 points per game the last time I saw it. It was pretty crazy. He was definitely the best player in the G League for our G League affiliate, the Rio Grande Vipers. If we're looking at the G League stats right now, let's see. Hopefully we can get something here. Yes. Okay. Yeah. So in 6 games played, he's been averaging. Oh, actually, that's totals. Wait, hold up. Career stats. Nah, man. Okay, wait. Maybe it's here. Yes. Okay. It's actually right here. Okay. Yeah. So in 10 games played this year for the Grande Vipers, he's averaging 22 points per game on 46% from the field and 33 from 3. So great overall stats. 75 from the free throw, so pretty under average. Oh yeah, below average. So free throw is gonna have to get up. He is averaging 4 turnovers per game, so nothing too great there. But when he comes to the Rockets on Saturday, I don't really expect him to play too much. Maybe he will, because the Rockets are without a lot of players on Saturday. If we're looking at the injury roster right now, it should be, yeah, Jalen Green is out. Armani is day-to-day. Christian Wood day-to-day. Kevin Porter Jr. out. Danuel House out because he got waived. John Wall out. So in total, we have 5 players out, I want to say. Depending on what happens with the other players, we might have even more. I mean, Eric Gordon maybe, because, you know, it's Eric Gordon. But Trevelin Queen could get some run on Saturday, which is pretty interesting to see. It's going to be a very, very fun game. You know, Cade Cunningham, first overall pick. We don't have Jalen Green, but it's going to be a great game overall. These acquisitions by Rafael Stone are definitely benefiting the Houston Rockets for the future. And honestly, I'm loving what Rafael Stone is doing for the culture, for the Houston Rockets. He's definitely changed it for the better. Very underrated GM right there. You know, all hope was lost when Daryl Morey left the Rockets last season, but we found a very great GM in Rafael Stone. Another great thing about him is that he talked with John Wall, you know, mutually agreeing to not play. And although there are some sides to that argument about John Wall playing or not, overall he just has the respect to really respect his players and, you know, just talk it out with the players and has a mutual, you know, not relationship, but I mean, I guess like with talking with the players. But yeah, overall, Rafael Stone definitely an underrated GM of the Houston Rockets, and we're very lucky to have him. Also, our coaching staff, Steven Silas, John Lucas, all of those guys. But yeah, it's going to be interesting in the next few days to see what happens. I mean, we're probably going to see Danuel House get picked up by a team that needs a 3-and-D player off the bench. We're probably going to see Garrison Matthews play a lot more with that 4-year contract. $8 million too, which is actually very, very great. A good steal. And Trevelin Queen, hopefully we get to see some run from him pretty soon. I like what I see from him in the G League, especially the last season in the G League bubble. Looked very great overall. So hopefully we can see Trevelin Queen play. Hopefully we can see Garrison Matthews ball out again. And hopefully Danuel House, someone picks up his contract, because I think he's definitely can help a contender. I feel like we could have traded him. Honestly, I think we could have gotten some value out of Danuel House. Honestly, maybe even a 2nd-round pick, even a bench player. But that's probably what the Rockets aren't looking for. They're probably looking for a young player, maybe a young bench player. I don't know, not even a 1st-round pick, but probably a 2nd-round pick. But they probably were shopping him, but didn't get anything out of him. So that's probably the reason why they waived him. But yeah, hopefully some team picks up Danuel House, because he's a good 3-and-D player, someone that can give some scoring off the bench. You know, he did score that 18 points. What was that? I forgot what team it was, but he scored 18 points off the bench this season, and it was definitely his best game of the season. So yeah, a lot of Rockets news today, which is pretty interesting. Rockets don't get a lot of news, so hopefully like you guys like these videos, and we're trying to reach 1K by the end of Christmas. We are like 9 subs away. I'd appreciate you guys drop a like and press the sub button. But that's in the video. I'm JDC, and about peace.